No more reckless borrowing or citing budgeting deficits that pass today's problems to tomorrow's generations. We must anchor public finances in realistic revenue plans, efficient spending, and long-term planning. Let every loan be tied to a return and every cedi spent to a corresponding value. We must protect the independence of the central bank. The Bank of Ghana must remain a steward of stability. We must uphold the legal tender status of the cedi. Today, too many goods and services are still quoted in foreign currencies. But if you earn in cedis, you must be able to transact in cedis. Let me acknowledge the role of the Ministry of Finance under Dr. Essel and the Bank of Ghana under the Governor Dr. Johnson Essel and all the generals. Acknowledge all of you. Through tight monetary policy and engagement with the public, the bank has helped to anchor expectations and restore some level of credibility to our markets. We must commend their regulation of virtual access service providers and promotion of fintech innovations and rollouts of this Cedi, which I'll touch on shortly. I encourage the Bank of Ghana to work more closely with businesses, banks, and innovators to make it easier to transact in Cedi at home, online, and across borders. Ladies and gentlemen, restoring confidence in the cedi is also a national responsibility. We must teach each other through civic education, schools, public media campaigns, that the strength of a currency is both what it buys and what it represents. The cedi is as strong as the institutions and people who protect it. Furthermore, the Ministry of Finance must uphold fiscal responsibility. Parliament must exercise thoughtful oversight. The private sector must ground its operations in discipline. Academia should generate data and insights. The media must educate. And all this should be happening while we, the citizens, spend, save, speak with prudence. Ladies and gentlemen, developing and testing the Cedi, a digital form of our currency. Once fully scaled, the Cedi will modernize our payment systems and ensure that even in a cashless future, the cedi retains its importance.
So this morning we gather not only to mark a milestone, but to begin a national journey, a journey of rediscovery. Yet, behind every note and coin lies a history of bold decisions, a history of economic shocks, as we have had, a history of policy reforms, and the aspirations of a sovereign people. So this initiative seeks to reconnect our citizens, both young and old, with the role of the cedi in shaping our economic identity. Now, let me make clear, this is not a policy event, not just another policy event. It is a moment for Ghana to pause and reflect, not just on what we have built so far, but on what we must now protect and advance. This anniversary belongs to all of us, because when we celebrate the cedi, we celebrate our journey toward economic self-reliance and national confidence. Excellencies, 60 years ago, specifically in July 1965, Ghana made a powerful declaration. We said farewell to the Ghanaian pound, and we introduced the Cedi, our very own national currency. In doing so, we were not just changing bank notes, we were affirming that Ghana's independence must include the ability to define and defend our own monetary destiny. Since then, the city has gone through many phases. For those who remember, in 1967, we redenominated to eliminate confusion and strengthen national symbols. Then in 2007, we introduced the modern Cedi, simplifying transactions, strengthening security, and aligning with global monetary practices. Along the way, we've rolled out security upgrades on the Cedi. We've had commemorating notes, and we've had advanced anti-counterfeiting technologies embedded. Each transformation over the years, from the integration of advanced security features and commemorative notes to the use of indigenous Adinkra symbols and the portraits of our national heroes, reflects Ghana's story, a story of resilience, a story of innovation, and a story of pride. So today, the Cedi is far more than just a currency. It is a trusted store of value, a driver of economic activity, and a daily emblem of our collective confidence as a nation. Whether you're talking about exchanging it in bustling markets, whether you're talking about it being used to pay salaries, or whether you're talking about it being used to save for future dreams, the Cedi stands as a lasting symbol of our journey and our unyielding commitment to shape our own destiny. So the story of the Cedi cannot be separated from the story of our economy. It reflects our moments of bold ambition, our triumphs under pressure, and our resilience in rebuilding. In recent years, Ghana, like many other nations, has had to navigate some of the most complex economic storms in a generation. From the lingering effects of the global pandemic, through economic crisis, debt exchange, and tightening global financial conditions, our economic fabric was tested well. But few countries experienced it as acutely as we did in Ghana. So cast your minds back. In November 2022, the Cedi depreciated by over 50%, becoming the world's worst performing currency according to Bloomberg. And headline inflation spiraled to over 54%, and food inflation soared to an alarming 59.7% year on year. This was as of December 2022. This distorted household budgets, it shrank incomes, and fed public anxiety across the country. So these were not just numbers as I'm giving, they were experiences that we lived, we felt. They meant rising transport fares, shrinking working capital, unaffordable school meals, and sleepless nights for small business owners and salary earners alike. But they were not the end of our story. Under the leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Her Excellency the Vice President, and through coordinated, difficult, but necessary policy actions, I'm happy to say that Ghana has turned a decisive corner. And indeed, the evidence is compelling. Her inflation is now at 9.4% as of September 2025. And we expect to end the year even far lower. The city has appreciated by 37% as of October 17. And according to the World Bank, it is the best performing currency in sub-Saharan Africa for the first 8 months of 2025. Our gross international reserves are currently around $12 billion, which is providing a robust cushion against external volatility and restoring our investor confidence. So these gains are not by accident, they are the result of hard, sometimes unpopular, but principled decisions that we've had to take. Fiscal consolidation by government, a tight monetary policy stance by the Bank of Ghana, and renewed confidence from the investor community and the Ghanaian public. And so today, as we celebrate 60 years of the city, we do so not out of nostalgia, but from a place of hard-won stability and cautious optimism. As your central bank, our mandate remains unchanged, and this is to safeguard price stability, preserve financial system resilience, and support long-term inclusive recovery. We are not yet where we want to be, Excellencies, but we are no longer where we were. And that is why this moment of Cedi at 60 is not just ceremonial, it is timely. It reminds us of how far we've come as a country, and it challenges us to protect what we have gained over the past 8 months. Excellencies, let us use this celebration not only to look back, but to chart the path forward and to do this together. Now, if I can run through the outlook for the anniversary celebrations, as we officially launch the Cedi at 60th anniversary, we have a number of programs lined up. It will not be confined only to this hall today, but over the next 12 months, we will embark on a nationwide and inclusive program of activities. This will include currency exhibitions that tell the story of our monetary journey, from pounds to pesos, and from coins to QR codes, as we have now. There will be public lectures and school talks to engage students, professionals, and communities on the importance of monetary sovereignty. There will be diaspora engagements highlighting the role of remittances and international trust in supporting the Cedi's strength. And then finally, there will be special publications and legacy projects to ensure that this milestone leaves a lasting educational footprint. These activities are designed for all age groups, from school children learning to count with personal coins to fintech entrepreneurs that are coding the next generation of e-wallets. We encourage every Ghanaian, home and abroad, to take part, because the story of the city is the story for us all. So in reflection, it is fitting to honor those who carry the torch before us. And permit me to mention the first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Permit me to mention the first set of governors of the Central Bank